Yo. Playtime in the building. Link. What did I say? Links 9999. Tomsy. 808 clipping too hard. Isn't your TV soundbar broken? Pablo. What's good, guys? We're about to get started in a second, but if you have a beat that you want to send, please send it to the email in the description. I'm going to say it now, even though I'm going to say it 5 million times throughout the rest of the stream. Send to ChambersMixedIt.com. It's the first email you see in the description of the live. Please send me an MP3. Do not send me a FLAC file. And then you will be added onto the list that I'm going through one by one, unless you skip the line or you're an online class member. All the information / instructions are in the description. We will be getting in a minute, or Telegram. Send the beat to my Telegram if you want. Alright, we got about 25 beats in the queue. We're about to get started. Telegram could be convenient for a live stream. Alright, here we go. First beat.
Probably the one.
Is that Wilfred Cyrus? That's a Wilfred tag. Dark Choir, so fire. Definitely gonna get a copyright airstrike, but that was a fire way to start off the stream. Really like the dark vocal. Well done with the sample. Continuing on. Frenchie. Frenchie switched the sound again. Great sound selection. I really love how much the bass is moving, especially that part. Wow. Even the drum sound selection, especially the hi-hat, I like for this one. Super chill, calm vibes. Shout out Frenchie. Definitely a new kind of vibe. I like it. First class on a flight music? Maybe. Interesting. Yeah, the bass is speaking. Nice. I'm trying to figure out if I like the vocal or not. I like it here because it sounds like it's at a better octave, but once we get like over here, it sounds a little bit too like a chipmunk. We got Alvin on the beat, but right here it sounds solid. Me personally, I would go for a darker sounding vocal, but this still works. I like the choir also. Pitching up leaves more room for an artist vocal, not necessarily. You're gonna hear an artist fine either way. Simon and Theodore. Shout out to Andrew. What's up? Shout out to Tomsy. Thank you for sending that. Really like the drums and the 808 bass sounds and stuff on that one. Who asked something? Ronnie Beats. Where do I send a beat if you're a class member? To the regular email. Yeah. Hold on. This is fire. But we gotta light Matthew up in the chat real quick. This guy sent me a M4A file.
808 violation. You're going to jail. Time to take him away, boys.
This guy's, yeah, no, I'm starting making arrests if you send me crazy files. Can someone read what the description says? Everyone's getting lit up. Whoever does not send an MP3. Matthew, because I just saw him in the chat. Yeah, I don't know what the title is. This was hard though. I would love to hear it as a full song. It's only, what, 50 seconds long about. Like, we could have another section where it simplifies a little bit. That would be really smooth for like a verse with just the bass, the drums, and like the main chords without all the vocals and stuff. But we just have this so far. But yeah, if you ever make that a full idea, make sure you send it to the live. That was fire. Continuing on. Hold on. I'm sorry. Pride by Michael sent me a FLAC file.
808 violation. You're going to jail.
Deleted.
Time to.
Okay. Okay, it's cool. It's a little bit quiet, but I like the vibe. Catch some. And Frenchie with a nice joke. Bro is as same as MP3. Do we know how to spell? I did enjoy it, Frenchie. I'm messing around. Okay, this is cool. I wish it was one a little bit louder. There's some room for it. But I'm waiting for like some sort of vocal or melody or something. I think the guitar foundation is nice. The drums, sound selection is great. Good tempo, all that stuff. But at some point, we need something that stands out. Just send that MP3. We're not talking about family trees. That's funny. Okay, next up.
You're going to jail. Time to take him away, boys.
We got excessive distortion on this one. And this is a repeat offender. This man has been sent to prison before for overly distorted 808s. Caught another case. Prison's supposed to rehabilitate people, not make you repeat the same crime. Even worse of a crime because the music is fire, but the 808 came in and I don't know what. Instruments sound great, sample sounds great until it sounds like not great because the 808 overcooked the song. Please just turn it down a little bit. Thank you. Who am I looking for? Matthew decided to send me an MP3. Can we get a congratulations to him? Pale Oceans is up next. Thank you for sending and skipping the line as the queue continues to grow. I did get a paragraph in the email. Let me skim it real quick. Tried to make the track more cinematic than usual. Would be interested. Okay, yeah, let's hear it. Just joined. Can you explain what we're doing? Yeah, so basically this is a slime. We're making slime, sometimes with glitter. We're doing all different types of colors and stuff. And we're just preparing for the day right now. Don't mind us. Uh-huh. Okay. What's up, Jeff? Okay, so the email says you pushed it a little further towards the trappier side than typical pop. I'm guessing maybe because of the hi-hats, kind of? I don't know. I like how big the atmosphere is. I wouldn't say this is trap or pop. It's something in its own kind of nature. I would cut the intro down a little bit because it is quite some time before we get somewhere. Hi-hats and snare on the 3. Trap definitely does not have snare on the... Wait, what? I mean, you could have a snare on a 2 and a 4 if it's like down here, right? It's going to be on the 2 and the 4, but once you pick the tempo up, it's going to be the 3 and the 7. So it is like the same kind of idea. You know what I mean? Like the 2 is the 3. We live in a society. Anyway, yeah, I think I kind of like the idea of listening to this without putting a label on it, without saying it's pop or it's trap. It's his own thing. It has a really cool kind of ambient soundscape kind of vibe to it. But yeah, thank you for sending. The mix was nice also, nothing crazy. I would maybe just cut down the intro. Dancing 2000s. these chords, I think. I gotta download a new audio real quick. I don't know if some people know what it is, but hold on, just give me a second. I'll get it set up. I like that like wow 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 chord. That's really cool. Does this remind me of the 2000s? Not really. Still cool though. 808's out of his comfort zone. I agree with that. A little clish clash. wait, I have dyslexia. Oh my god. I thought Pablo said clish clash. I'm gonna invent that term now for anyone who clashes 808s. There's a little clish clash going on. He said low clash. Clish clash. Okay. And key, that's good. I would love to hear more variation in the drums and stuff because it's the same thing going over and over again. Again, one of those things where it's existing in its own universe. Cool vibes. Just want to change it up at some point instead of hitting the same drums and melody the whole way through. Okay, I appreciate the pan snare right there. Okay, interesting melody. I wish it sounded a little bit more like it had a direct melody. The drums here, I like the kick, I like the 808. Very nice, all of that stuff. Shout out to Deluxe, thank you for sending. like the drum style. The melody definitely needs to be switched up at some point, because it's the melody and the vocal the whole way through. But if we got some sort of switch at some point, that would be very nice. I like how spaced out the drums are and kind of slower tempo. Ronnie, do you know how to spell Project 106? Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like someone's trying to have a super unique pocket and is completely way off, or they just don't know how to put the snare on time. I'm not sure. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing. Do you randomly take the beats that come in? No, I do them in order based on who sends first and just go through the list unless you skip over the entire line. Instructions are in the description. This is Andrew. Thank you for sending and skipping the line. I like this melody, especially the strings. Kind of lost me with the chords. That one specifically, that one that just played, is the one that's off. Could have been cool. Like the first few chords were cool, but then once you got to that one note, it definitely threw off the melodic direction. But if you fix that, I feel like it's gonna be a lot better. This whole part is cool, everything's straightforward here. Could do more with the stems, like separate the vocal for a certain part, separate the strings for a certain part, maybe isolate different instruments instead of playing them all together the whole beat, if that makes sense. Otherwise, all the sound selection is good, everything sounds good together. Just be careful with those chords. And continuing on with another insane title. This is smooth. This is one of the best so far. For sure. Great chords. Alright. Catching the timeout for that, Zay. I couldn't even click it. Let me go out of my way. 1 minute. I was gonna play you next, but now I'm not. Saxophone's crazy. That might be my favorite one so far today. I wish the intro was a little bit louder, because it's like almost not even visible here, so you don't want someone to like start listening to this and be like, where's the beat, and then skip it because they can't hear the intro, but the beat is fire. Very nice chorus, great instrumentation as well. All that fun stuff.
Wait, say you made this?
Bro, hold on. What don't I like about this? Is the chord changing? Yeah, no, that's what's making me a little bit upset. It's a good beat, but the bass should be changing at some point, because I'm hearing a chord change and the bass isn't following, and it starts to sound kind of like not too much depth to it when it could have depth to it if we switched up the bass when the chord hit. Other than that, it's cool. Because that's literally how you put emotion into music. When you do the chord changes and you have the bass follow it, so when it stays the same, it just starts to feel kind of flat. Honestly, I should be hitting you with a charge.
808 violation. You're going to jail. Time.
I'll give you 1 day, because I'm not that mad. Frenchie, did you take over Tom Z's account? No, never mind. I gotta up your charge to like 10 days. Cause what are we doing with the structuring here? What did we copy and paste the same 4 bars over? Zay, I'm about to put you back in timeout. I said, yo, chill. I taught you better than that. You going back to
808 violation.
It was just an idea.
You're going to jail. Time to take him away.
You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks long. Goodbye. I've never been charged with them. I just don't be surprised if some black SUVs just end up outside your window tonight. Just don't be alarmed. How many beats in the queue? 28. .808 would be really nice, but we have to charge this person with the same charge that Zay just got, because we literally copied and pasted the same 4 bars for however long this beat is. It is literally the same thing over and over and over. Great beat, sounds good, but we're trying to not copy and paste the same thing over and over and over. Rod Wave is the SUV, Frenchie, if you haven't realized by now. Continuing on. Okay, let's see if you can manage to not butcher a sample. Where's Pablo at? Pablo, you see how we're 10 days away from the day and we have Frenchie imitating. I also have some mixed feeling. Yeah, no. I don't think the sample needed to be touched. I'm just saying. We're going to leave that with a mixed review. Continuing on. Look at that waveform. Alright, hold on. I gotta lock in. I haven't done this in like 2 years. I just gotta get this one thing off my chest real quick. What is taking so long to load a compressor? Alright. Check.
This is a certified hood class.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Rapaholics.
Shout out Swoozy, he did the drums and most of the melody. We got this, what does that say? Aussie rule. Some Australian in here sent you a trash can emoji. Me personally, I'm not sure I would allow that if someone sent a trash can emoji about my beat. You can do nothing about it if you want, but you know, I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't tolerate that. Woo! Ooh, they said trash can emoji. They said wasted talent, can't lie. I'm just saying I wouldn't allow that to happen. Like, shout out to Swoozy. Did not fight back at all. Or maybe he's typing right now. But we'll see. He's got nothing to say. Okay, what do you think of this mix? Does it sound like those new generation underground beats? Look at the waveform. Yeah. Is everything okay? This sounds like Luigi's Haunted Mansion on crack. Say, whoa, whoa. All right, this isn't supposed to be a roasting live stream. But we do have. I'm sorry, we have like ghost whistle sounds in here. I think the melody would do great in a video game. Do I think this was made to be put in a beat? Not necessarily. But, you know, if we do have a Luigi's Mansion kind of thing going on, take the drums out, just have the melodies, it would be phenomenal. What else is interesting is how distorted it is, but it's still at -3. Fascinating submission. Thank you for sending. We have Playtime up next. This guy makes beats off a TV soundbar in Ableton, so I think we already know how that's going to go. This might be like the first beat in the live that actually switched the melody for once. Crazy sound design. My favorite thing might be the use of the stereo field, how much you're panning your snares and other drum sounds from left to right. Sounds great. Where can I submit my bit? This is a beat live stream, not a comedy club. The ARP's panning. Yeah, exactly. Said you clipped the hell out of the mix. It's actually not. Like the 808 is hitting, but nothing's like crazy distorted right now, which is nice. The melodies are clean. Shout out Playtime. Wonderful work with the panning and actually switching up your melodies like every 8 bars. I wish a lot more people would do that. All right, this next guy's profile picture is Caillou. Let's see how it goes. Oh, you meant beat? You could send it to chambers@chambersmixedit.com. Instructions are in the description of this live stream. How to send so you could be added to the line, and also how to skip the line. Never mind. My only fear is that we're gonna hear the same piano this entire beat, but we all saw that coming. I would not ever recommend randomly putting a filter section on a beat. If you're trying to sell it to an artist. If it's your own thing, do whatever you want. But if you're trying to get this to an artist, usually you want to save that for their own creative decision. I think it has good foundation, good potential to be something, but we got to expand past just the piano. Don't be afraid to push the drums up a little bit harder too, but we're going to need a melody or something at some point. But good starting point. Willie ambiguous bunny. Wait, is it? Don't. Is that sample? What the hell is going on?
The truth shall set you free.
Oh, I got a lot going on. Wait, this could be cool. Zay, what? You paid bet? You posted? Okay. I want to skip now, he says. All right. See if you get yourself out of jail. Let me just finish this one. Interesting. Also did not go where I thought it would. I think Andrew's right about Lil Wayne kind of vibe. Yeah, I guess the intro into the beat doesn't really sound super like blendable. I agree with Andrew. Definitely hear like a Lil Wayne kind of vibe with that. We had, oh my God, Savvy9 just sent a beat that we will play in a second. I'm looking for Nomar, who just skipped the line. I'm not sure what your email is because I don't see it in my email. But before that, we do have Zay. Trying to bail out. We'll see how that goes. Wait. I was about to say, you gotta nitpick it because you did not. You repeated the same thing. First run through, I'm listening to all the melodies. Then I start focusing on the bass and realize you did not change it with the chords yet again. And this is supposed to be a redemption beat. Goodbye.
808 violation. You're going to jail. Time to take him away, boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get blacklisted in the music industry. I'm gonna call up the CEO of all these labels that I'm in contact with and tell them never play your music. There's gonna be black SUVs outside your house to come take your laptop. It's over. The arrest aside, it's a great beat, great melodies, great sound selection, great drums, everything perfect. Just please change the bass with the chords. Like, you have nice chord changes. You have very nice chord changes, but like, in order to actually convey that emotion through the music, you gotta have the bass follow it. Because if it stays still, you lose out on the opportunity to have that emotion. Are we exaggerating the arrests? Absolutely. It's a great beat, but something to consider. Work with the bass. All right, I'm still looking for Nomar. Nomar. If you're here in the chat who skipped a line, can you make yourself known so we can find you? What is the queue? The queue is still 28 for anyone wondering. That's you? I'm glad this was the one that I played. That worked out perfect. Shout out to Savvy9, who decided to disappear from the community for 2 years after performing a stunt driving, whatever you did when you switched seats with somebody mid-driving. I remember that. Coming very close to catching a case there, but we'll... It's calm. He's got it under control. It's all good. Got the guitar and key too. Shout out to Savvy9. Wait, Savvy, are you still employed with the 808 police? It's really just me, Pablo, and Frenchie at this point. Frenchie doesn't really do much. She just gets paid and doesn't really put in any work. So we're wondering if you're still on the force. Yeah, the guitar was perfectly placed. I like the bass line on it too. Shout out to whoever just sent me a Drake type beat through a Dropbox link. We are gonna act like that didn't happen and continue on.
Is it hollow inside?
Marcus A. Rap as subject. Honestly, just for calling yourself out, I got. You shouldn't have said anything in the chat because you sent me an M4A file.
808 violation. You're going to jail. Time
Just
to
keep
take
racking
'em
it up.
away, boys.
That's a lot of arrests today. I agree with Frenchie. I like the drums on this. I think they work nicely, but the woo woo will get really repetitive really quick. Zay, if you want to send a redemption beat, if you think you can get out of jail today, go for it. We do get a little bit of variation, but it doesn't come to like 2 minutes into the beat. Would be great if we could get a break. A quick break from the woo woo woo. Otherwise the drums are nice. All right, Billy Boy is up next. If you fumble the redemption beat, yeah. Rick, my guy, what's up? Frenchie loves that tag. Okay. That's cool. Turn that up a little bit. I mean, same thing that we've been seeing. I like that there's actual drum variation here. You could see that we take breaks from the bass, then we have the bass, and we take a break before we start it up again. That's always nice. However, you know you got to change something when you do the random skim test and you hear the same sound every time, that being the piano for this beat specifically. Just playing on loop over and over and over. So definitely work on, maybe you want to make a more advanced section, you go more detailed chords and melodies, or a simplified section, or change the instrument, something, just so it's not the same piano. But the drum variation was nice. Thank you for sending. What do I have up next? Certified. Shout out to you. Thank you for sending and skipping the line. See how this goes. Do hear a potential charge. We're gonna have to octave check it. Whoa, whoa, whoa! They thought they could.
808 violation. You're going
You didn't even get to the
jail.
808. You couldn't make it past the bass. That's looking like, let's check the chart. That looks like maybe 2 to 5 years. 3582 right here. We'll say 3.5 years for that. Community service is not enough. Cool idea. Definitely double check your bass and your 808 so you don't end up going to jail like you just did. But it's the same thing. Like, I gotta start locking people up because you guys just take the same sample and vocal and literally just copy and paste it over and over and over and over the whole time. There was not a single melody change in here. I think as a foundation with that to start with, it's great, but you got to practice expanding on your ideas so you're not just playing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Moving on. Okay. I'm definitely gonna say the same thing I've been saying. We need something instead of just a piano sound. Like, the piano melody could be the start of something, but it needs just a little bit more than just two sounds in here. You also push the drums, like the 808, a little bit harder in certain spots. But yeah, just trying to make the melody a little bit more active, add some more sounds to it. Who am I looking for next? This one. Thank you for sending and skipping the line. Jonah Beats.
Jonah.
melody. We'll love a lead melody somewhere. Otherwise, I mean, it's solid. I would work on the what's it called, the hi-hats a little bit. In terms of velocity and maybe panning, maybe adding some rolls just so it's not too simple. But yeah, I would love something for the melody, because after a while it will just sound like the same thing playing over and over and over. It's a cool melody, but at some point you're going to need something extra. Very interesting. Sound like a water drop. Definitely seeing a movie. Yeah, I see that in like a movie or a TV show kind of thing. Very big atmosphere kind of sounding. That was very cool. Thank you for sending. I really like the water drops and how they're panned left and right. Little everything. Thank you for sending Skim the Line with RON. Let's see how this goes. Let's see what's going on over here. It feels like there's a lot of things that have things to say in here. They just don't know how to say it the right way. Is the best way I could describe that. Like, there are some cool melody ideas in here that could be something, but they don't necessarily go the direction that they should be going in. And it starts to sound a little bit like there's a bunch of stuff overlapping on each other. 808 definitely needs to chill out. Well, it's obviously an intentional choice, because we're all the way down at -6, but we're still this distorted. I'm not sure if the mix has to. The mix has to be like that. I like that emoji. That's interesting. The mix has to be like that, though. Okay, so if you want it like that, then I guess you want it like that. That's fine. Now, my next question is, why is it so quiet? It is distorted, but at the same time, it's at negative, what's it called? Negative 6 decibels. Interesting.
Probably the one.
Is that a clock? Tick-tock clock? I love the tick-tock sound as a percussion loop. And also, where do you go? I like when the strings come in here. Was that an eagle? That was every bird sound you could imagine in there. What is that? What VST was used for the guitar? It's a cool sound. Shout out Pablo. This is Frenchie. Expand the goat. What a pan flute? See, I like that when I skim, I could hear different types of melodies going on each time. Different octaves, different sounds, different textures. Shout out to Frenchie. Thank you for sending. 808 Mafia type beat. Okay. The sound, yeah, you got the 808 Mafia sound. I think like I been saying all stream, good foundation, but then it just gets to the point where it's the same thing repeated. You could even see it in the waveform. It's just the same thing, copied and pasted over and over. Some structuring and arrangement would be lovely. Look at that. We're gonna turn that way up. This is interesting because it sounds like this was like recorded with a 2000s camcorder and then put into FL Studio. I don't even know how. All right. That's we're gonna no comment that and keep it pushing. Wow. Great percussion. There we go. It's a perfect bass sound. I just wish it was introduced a little bit earlier in the beat instead of waiting this long to get to it, but it's a great bass. Nice. It's gonna be really cool. We got a section that just drops the percussion out for a second and then picks it back up somewhere instead of having it the whole way through. All right, hold on. The guy, let's just clarify real quick. You're blaming this on GarageBand? Guys, the MP3 export is really bad on GarageBand. And you're the one who made this beat, and you're saying that was GarageBand's fault. That was GarageBand's fault. Okay. Andrew is up next. Thank you for sending and skipping the line.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
We each made a sacrifice to get what we want. Now you must.
Oh, not the double.
You're going to jail.
Not the double alarm hit. Where is the 808? Might be the quietest 808 we've heard today. '14 side beat. Yes. That Chicago drill crash. It's a what? Could be cool. Definitely needs to be balanced out. Whatever bass or 808, whatever sound it is, I could barely hear it, and we just turned that up. It should be turned up to match the energy. Like the cymbal might be the actual loudest element in here. If the cymbal is louder than the 808, you know you got to do some rebalancing. 3 oscillator. Okay, so it's a bass sound. So yeah, definitely want to turn that up. I think you should incorporate this into the drum section as well, because we have the piano same octave the whole time, but this is a cool, like something different, like higher octave and effects on it. Be cool to hear some drums on that as well. Who is up? That is an M4A. That's not gonna work out. I exported as 64K bit per second. I don't think that was the problem. We're not even gonna charge you.
Some niggas talking tough on the net, but won't do shit. Don't worry about me, you already know I'm gonna do some shit. These niggas talking tough on the net, but don't wanna get hit.
What did that button do? Is that guy in here? Who was M4A? I don't know, somebody, probably you. Yeah, Pablo, I'm looking at the profile picture on this email, and it I gotta figure out if that's who's rapping or not. If it is, that's problematic. The main problem though is that the mouth click sounds was louder than the whole mix. I'm just saying that profile picture should not be. Yeah, we'll keep it going. I'm hoping whoever was rapping was not the profile picture. You're going to jail. Time to take him away, boys. Yeah, a lot of crime going on in there. What also the counts are not is the 808s and the counts. If you count along to the beat, it's not like doing what it needs to be doing. It's interesting. Like, we didn't let the bar finish out. We just jumped right back into a new thing, which is interesting. But yeah, like you said, I see the vision, I guess. Definitely need some work with the 808s and the overall timing. It's like it's kind of like cutting itself off mid-sentence somehow. cool melody ideas and whatnot with the whistle and stuff, but could use a little bit of cleaning up here and there. This guy DM to use. I like the ARP. I wish it sounded more spread stereo, left and right. Why did I take away the beat swag? Decent 64. I could double check, but I'm pretty sure hold on, let me just make sure I wasn't tripping. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain that. That's nice. A little bit of variation with the melody. Meaning you just took the arpeggio out. Again, good foundation. Should it be better arranged, structured out? Yes, please. Main thing though, I feel like it should sound a lot more stereo than it does. It sounds very straight down the middle. So try to make the mix more wide. That's gonna be a problem. I'm sorry.
You're going to jail.
It's that time.
Time to take him away.
All right. First thing I focus on, sound selection and just melodies in general. Before we get into 808s and drums and all that stuff, just work on your sound selection. Find sounds that sound good to use and can work with other sounds well and have direct melodies. You don't want it to sound kind of, I don't even know what adjective I would use to describe that sound, but sound selection is important. Lead sounded more like a follow. Wow. It is that time.
808 violation.
Jeez, guys.
You're going to jail.
I don't even want to play this, but I do want to play it. It's like, what are we doing? It could have been a good beat too. Pablo, can you double check that currency for me, please? Skip it. The skip is good. We gotta get a. It's good. Thank you for assisting. I gotta find the beat. Beat name F1. Do I even have that? I'm not mad at this one. It's a nice little break from all the crazy 808 crimes that we've been hearing. Dave Blunswood, you're actually so right. I like how the pad is only at some sections, not the entire beat. That's nice. It gives a nice ambient feel to it. Okay, Ron, what is the name on this? Ronnie Beats. I've been looking for a F1 beat and a beat with that email, but I have not found anything. So if you could just forward it to me again, that would be great. I've been looking for a minute, but I'm not seeing anything in my email. But let me know if you could just forward it one more time so it's at the top of my email. Thank you. Who's up next? Final mix. This better be a good mix if it's final. Never mind, Ronnie. I found it. You just sent to the wrong email and it was in the spam in the wrong email, but I have it now. Don't worry about resending it, but thanks if you did. I will play it next. That's how you know. We need something. I agree, it could be a nice idea, but we need something a little bit more. It's like a 2-bar melody that plays over and over. Maybe expand on it. It sounds like, you took your time to create that first bar, but what if you made it 4 bars? What if you made it 8 bars and had more changes in it? What if we did a different sound so we don't have to listen to the guitar or pluck sound the whole time? It's all just arrangement things. The main aspects of the beat are cool. It's just how can we make it a little bit more interesting as we go from point A to point B is what you want to focus on. What's it called? F1 I found. Ronnie Beats. These drums hit. Shout out Beck. Definitely turn the bell down a tiny bit. Is that a synth bass at the end? I think a synth bass part would be very nice at some point. I like that there's melody changes in this one. There's flutes and bells and pianos and stuff. Turn the main bell down a little bit. I like how crispy the drums are too. Thank you, Ronnie, for sending. We're gonna continue.
Money top på ren hud, aldrig nogensinde lagt skjul. Kan det godt, hvor de stilen den bliver lige her. Cyberangreb, ingen tvivl, vandrer gennem sort og hvid. Ingenting for en stopper os fra en ja. Money top på ren hud, aldrig nogensinde lagt skjul. Kan det godt, hvor de stilen den bliver lige her. Cyberangreb, ingen tvivl, vandrer gennem sort og hvid. Ingenting for en stopper os fra en ja. Først ud af hjørnet, helt væk. Hotbox i en natter, jeg tror godt, bror man ser det nu. Sover så på tænden, men ikke bedre end den money har smør. Den trukker det. Har din næse, en Emilianenko. Marker alt sort. Aldrig nogensinde lagt skjul. Kan det drømt, hvor de stilen den bliver lige her. Cyberangreb, ingen tvivl, hvor nogen stopper os fra hende, ja. Bror bare der kender stil. Plejede at zoome i let, ja. 6 nu blå, ting for en stopper os fra hende, ja. Money top på ren hud, aldrig nogensinde lagt ingenting.
Not sure what language it is. The mix is good though, because you have clean vocals, but also at the same time the bass hits. A lot of people mess that up, so whoever mixed it, shout out to you. The production is nice too, obviously, little West Coast vibe. I like how spaced out the bass is. Boom, 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 and it's just hi-hats, perks for a while, and then boom, 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 bass again. Good techniques, good mix there. This has potential to be really cool. Damn, man. In the beginning, it felt like this was gonna be like a really sick beat. I think the melodies sound great. The sound selection is great. The overall direction of the melody is awesome, but once the drums came on, it was not what it needed to be. Yeah, drums aside, really nice melody. Someone send Dior, please. Oh, and we're not in the right mindset to play that today because of the loss last night. But maybe if we get a win, then yes, we could play that song. I'm in Grace. Whoa. I'm sorry. I do have responsibility to put some of you guys in timeout right now. That's unfortunate. Let me make room. That's gonna be a 5-minute timeout for you. That's gonna have to be a 1 minute timeout for you, sir. It's like that. Enjoy this cowbell. Can you send a second skip? Yes, you can send as many as you would like. How can I make you listen to my beat? Skipping the line is the only way you can make me. Who made this? I don't know. It doesn't say the name. I like the 808. This is a kind of beat that I would like 2 808s on, like one where it's short, cool texture on it like this, but then another section where maybe there's a longer 808 sound. Bro, do you want to catch the permanent timeout? You're not even on the West Coast. You're literally on the East Coast and you're still cheering for the other team. You're about to catch the 20-minute timeout. This is just a personal attack at this point. I'm glad Frenchie's not here because he would instigate it so hard. I like this part. It's cool to hear textures that you don't hear people using all the time. I like this part more than this part. It definitely has more movement, more energy. It's more lively. So they wanted feedback on the mix. I think it sounds pretty solid. Like nothing's too low, nothing's too high. I think it's at a good spot. But yeah, like, say focus on making stuff that sounds like this section, just more energy. Okay. Ronnie. One-on-one consultation. Go to my website, ChambersMixedIt.com, then scroll to the bottom, and you'll see the link to one-on-one consultations, and you could fill out the form there or whatever you want to do. But it's at the bottom of the website. Again, nice drums. I would turn it down a little bit so it's not so crispy. Keep some crisp, but not too much. The chat froze. But yeah, I like the pan flute on this one. I think you did a pan flute on the last beat too, so shout out to you. We gotta restore all crash tab. Why is it crashing? All right, there we go. That was solid. I would love maybe if you could have some more variation in the drums, kind of like you do with the melody. Maybe like take a section where you do more higher octave 808 hits or rolls or something, just something different. So all these parts where we see the drums aren't the same exact thing. Just the idea. All right, we got VZ up next. Thank you for sending us, skipping the line. We are in the final 10 minutes of the stream, so if you want to absolutely get guaranteed to play, now's the time for a last minute skip. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep going through the list. As usual, VZ is up next. I like the bass on this, super nice. Plenty of room for an artist too. Only thing I would change is maybe the hi-hats, add a little bit more life to them with velocity and stuff. But I like the kick, I like the bass, the way that's hitting. Oh my god, bro, like chill out. Yeah, it would be really cool to hear an artist on that beat because there's plenty of room for it. Which one was that? Now we're on this one. Boom, boom, boom. And then we got CB2 up next. Never mind, we got CB2 up right now. Thank you for sending and skipping the line. See, where does Zay go? Zay needs to learn how to actually follow chord root notes from this beat. Back of the jail. This is nice. I like these like super high key sounds. Sounds like magical. There's some nice variation in the arrangement also. Shout out to CB2. Thank you for sending. Put that in the top 10 best beats today. Appreciate you, Pablo and Aphrodite. What? She's back. Is it gonna be crunchy? It's old, bro. This is sick. Also, I'm pretty sure that PLN 10 is not 10. Love that bass. Nah, my bad. You think you're slick. Crazy bass. Interesting. I think the only time we don't hear the bird noises is when it's like a beat like this. If it's more of a trap beat, we get all the bird noises and stuff. This one, all the bass sounds were fire. Old collab though, damn. It's a good one though. Three alarm firehouse. All right, I'm about to do a random selection. These are all MP3s. Yes, okay. So we can't pick a bad one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All it's missing is a siren. It does need a siren. Wait, what? How? I got a disguised MP3. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, that's an MP3. There we go. And
you hear that?
Ooh. No pun intended, but we might be ending on a sour note.
Violation. You're going to jail. Time to take him.
Disguised MP3. I want to be talking about disguising things. You just tried to disguise 10 PLN as $10, Mr. All right, let's make sure our 808s are in key and our guitar chords work. There it is. I feel like this one was solid. What was it? There we go. That's a nice outro beat. Shout out to everyone who came out to the stream today. Appreciate you guys. We do this Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. here on the channel. Look out for the post when I say I'm going live, because that's the time to send, so you can get on the line early and you don't end up spamming the chat 20 million times about when is my beat gonna play. Thank you very much. We had an unbelievable amount of 808 arrests today. Maybe next week will be better. It's probably not gonna be, but we'll be here anyway. Yeah. Shout out to everyone. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.